Okay. So I'm gonna start uh playing a 15-10 game and just analyze my thought process. Okay, let's do it. Okay, here we are. Black with c4. Okay, so I like to play the e6 to try to transpose into a Nimzo, potentially. Yeah, I mean, this could still transpose into sort of like a Rubinstein. I don't see... I mean, I could just do this. Maybe this straight away is... I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'll just go knight f6. Okay. I mean, if I play here, then it's just a Queen's Gambit where white played... Queen's Gambit declined where white played e3, right? So I don't really have an issue with that. I think e3 was sort of a waste of a move. Okay. Now, I like to go into like some sort of Tarrasch setup here. That'd be cool. Yeah, I like this. What else do we have? We have this, but that seems... I don't really like going into standard Queen's Gambit decline positions. I like this more. I'm not super comfortable in those positions. These, I can kind of guess what I'm supposed to do. Especially in semi-Tarrasch positions, they're a lot less scary. So, if he goes here, then I'm probably just gonna take... Oh, okay. So he takes here to try to isolate this pawn. So in a semi-Tarrasch, when the knight's here, you take here, because if this then takes. What I'm thinking though is that after this might be an issue. I can't take here. Then I take here, but then I guess I don't like taking these isolated queens pawn positions. They're not super comfy. I guess I could go like there, attacking this pawn. Let's see, he defends. That would blunder the pawn. If he pushes, then I get this nice square. I'm doing it. I really dislike isolated pawn positions. Isolated queen pawn positions. I don't want to touch it. So maybe like this. That's interesting. Probably just here. I mean, I can trade this pawn off whenever. Also, just this. If I go here, though, I am threatening to just win this bishop, because, like, takes, yeah. So, if I go here, then he has to take immediately. I mean, sure, he gets an isolated pawn, but I get a nice knight in the center. I think this is less risky, though. Like, here, he has to move back. And I think I could get, like, a lead in development. If he takes... maybe just take with the knight and like do that, stopping e4. Or a knight here. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. So again, we're just gonna do that. Okay, so the question is, do we want to trade and like develop our bishop here? We could also just move our bishop here straight away, because if takes, then we take back with a knight. And that's probably not an issue. If I take here, he might... I don't like opening up this bishop, really. I think I'll just do it like this. I mean, but if he wants to open up the bishop, he can, anyway. Also, oh. Here, here, here. That doesn't look nice. So then we have this option. We also just have this, which would get rid of e4 if he goes here. I mean, I have a solid position. If I take this, I don't see an issue with that. If he takes with the knight, I mean, maybe potentially targeting it like that. His bishop still would be blocked off, and I have my bishop's just nicer. So he basically just got rid of my bad bishop. Now, I like this idea here. Because, okay, so I want to play this, but then I lose this pawn, right? Maybe I could do this, but I feel like this is a nice square for my knight. So if I go here, I'd be down to trade because again my bishop's better. Yeah, like if he takes this, just fixes up my knight. And let's say he moves. He can't stay on this diagonal, so he goes there. There. I think it'd be nice. Other candidate moves, I could go here. But then we get some of this, and I don't have that. I think my queen's better suited over here. I don't think he has any sort of attack or anything. I think I could just do this. If he trades, he just really fixes up my knight. I don't have any issues. Okay. Also, I like that this bishop will sort of be pinned. So here, I mean, takes, I don't have an issue with that. Takes here, the pawn's isolated. Takes here. He's got a strong central knight, but I can kind of chase it away. Also, here, here, and then just immediately this. But then, okay, so here, here, and then knight there. I think would be the plan. Also, if I do this, then I can isolate this pawn by taking here. So it's this, where he opens up his bishop and whatnot, but isolates the pawn. Also, if he takes here, then I can go there, and there's no threat of this. So I think both moves kind of sacrifice something in his position, and I have a slight advantage here. So I like this supporting the d5 knight here, and then maybe potentially this. I mean, so many pieces have been traded that he doesn't really have an attack. We're already sort of in an endgame. I can even go here in the future instead of this. I think this is better. It's just better because I need to castle, but I think both work. It's getting into comfortable territory. I don't even strictly need to castle, just because of the queens and a pair of bishops getting traded. Hmm. So yeah, again, e3 there. I know he's playing it in English, so maybe he wasn't familiar with, again, taking with the knight, not to damage my structure. And this knight's really nice. Anyway, maybe because he was an English player, he wasn't familiar with, like, super familiar with Queen's Gambit declined ideas. But yeah, e3 there is just very slow, and it blocks off his bishop permanently. He had a lot of other ideas, even if he didn't want to go to a Queen's Gambit declined position. So I think develops here castles. His bishop's not doing much. I don't want to take this bishop because it'll fix the structure. Maybe you could argue that rook c8 there was fine, but if I go rook c8 in this position, then when he goes here, I can't connect the rooks. So here, yes, he can get rook c8 or whatever, but I can castle and then play rook c8 next. So maybe rook c8. Okay, so he doesn't want my knight getting in, which, like, I wasn't really planning on it. Here I can go rook c8, and if he challenges, then I can connect the rooks with castles. I think that's a good idea. Maybe he wants to get this, but I don't think he has very much play there. I can kind of just stop it. Just taking the open file. I think he needs to challenge it straight away, otherwise I'm going to get in here. So, yeah, I'm just going to double up my rook, or connect my rooks. I think if he had played... So, if he had played rook c8 here, then after castles, he can start doubling up. And, it doesn't really work. I think he would have... it would probably be the same, actually. I still don't think a3 did much, but... I could just kick this knight out, but then he goes here, which is probably his plan. I could go here, just trading the bishops. Threatening to fork here. So maybe he trades, but then I have this really nice open file. If he moves out of the way, then I still get the open file. I really like that. What else do we have? Like, if I go here, this might be a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe he goes here. Takes. But isn't that just a better version of doing this straight away? I like this. Or, not a better version. A worse version for me, a better version for white. Because his knight's more active. Yeah, okay. And he's forced to take, because, I mean, I'm threatening to go here, and I'm also threatening the knight. Or I'm not, I mean, like, if his... I mean, I'm threatening this. If this, I'm threatening that. I'm also threatening the knight there, that way. Trade there. So, I mean... Yeah, I mean, he has to take, so he doesn't lose a piece. Yeah. Now we're threatening forks. We can maybe attack this pawn, attack this pawn. I like it. So, maybe he plays this. to get out of the forks, I guess. If that, then I like this idea of just attacking this. And, okay, so he just trades, giving me the file. Okay, so what I was gonna say was that if he goes here, then I like this. And then if he defends, then obviously I could do this. Maybe not here, because of back rank, but, just that idea. And I think I would get some sort of file. Okay, so we go here. If he goes here, he's just way too passive, I think. Not to mention, like, here, then I get this and I win this pawn. Or this pawn. So he goes here, maybe, or this. But then I go here. Now, I'm kind of scared of giving up this file, though. There is this fork that I'm threatening. So maybe he goes forward. Then this. He can't really defend the pawn. What I'm scared about is he goes here. And then he might get some play like that. I attack this knight. Oh, and then that'd be checkmate. Okay. Maybe we go here and then this, but then the knight gets closer. I think the first move has to be this though, because we could attack this with the threat of that. But then he like defends and it's not fun. I want to go here. I think that's the first move, even if we don't want to play this. If this rook moves, I also just have immediately that. Yeah, that would be a blunder. I mean, I don't know if he goes here, I don't know if this or this is better. They're both probably winning. So yeah, I think if he goes here, then I have this, and these kind of are skewered. So yeah. Now, if I go here, I'm scared of this. Oh, actually, he doesn't have this because of that. So what if he goes check? I mean, or if he goes there. I could maybe go there. And then this. And then he goes there. I think I'm just gonna go for it. I don't want to lose on time. I think there's no way he back ranks me. I can just go here. Okay, that's what I thought. I go here. He maybe goes there. Okay, so I stop him from getting on this file. I can go here, here, here. Here, here, here. Check, he doesn't really have anything. I mean, maybe you can go there. But like there, and if he threatens this pawn, then I take. Yes, I think that's fine. I mean, he's not blundering any tactics so far. I don't think. Unless I just missed a ton of tactics, which is always possible. Kind of forgot that he could defend like that. I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. Again, kicking this out doesn't really do anything. Maybe we go here, but I like that he can't get to this file now. Maybe we kick this dude out and then walk over. Yeah, kick this dude out. He goes here. We go here. Goes there. There. Ah, I'm not liking this. These lines specifically. Maybe I go here. So that if I go there, he can't get here. He goes there. Yeah, if we move, then he wins that, so I guess we could just go here, and then that, there, there, there. There. His knight gets very active, which is sort of an issue. If I go here to block off this square, then he wins that. I mean, I don't want to lose this pawn if my king moves over. I'm getting really low on time. Okay. Maybe, actually, I had this. And just trade, which would have probably been a winning endgame because of the pawns. I think again, just here. Oh, sorry. Here. Betting this pawn. I go here. Maybe he goes there. I go here. Takes. And he goes back. And it's fine. Daijoubu. I'll do this. I like that his rook can't get any active on this file. Maybe I want to do this, though. Like, maybe this was the idea. Okay, so he gets out of that, which... Now I guess I'll go here. Where, like, if I go there, then he doesn't have this. I like that more. His rook is... I mean, my rook is just a lot stronger, I think. Now maybe I can get into here, stopping that. Maybe even I should have done that right now. But if he goes here... I go here. Then we kick him out. Okay, I'm just gonna knock him out right here. Not knock him out, but like keep him from getting in. My focus is mostly on this side because that's where all my pieces are. I don't think he can really get anything because I have kind of a pawn majority looking over here. You know? I don't really think this does anything. In fact, if he moves this pawn, then I just win a piece. So, I mean, maybe he has to go there. That still loses a piece. I mean, so there does that, but my point is that this doesn't do anything. So if this knight ever moves, and I can like get that off, and it moves again. What I really want is to do just this, but obviously this knight's right here. So if this knight moves, let's say he does something. Let's say this knight wasn't there. I do go here, and I should be able to easily win these pawns. Okay. That's a move. So, I was playing for a rook trade, so I think I'll probably just take that anyway. I mean, I can't imagine that this pawn's just gonna get lost. My king's closer to this side, so I'm gonna take it. It might be worst case scenario. It's like he draws it, but I think I have all the play in the position. His only moves takes. I'm not quite sure what he's thinking about, but yeah. Okay, so after this, my question, I need to do stuff a bit quickly because I could get flagged. Here, that's a thought. I might want to just walk over and then do this. Either that, here I could go here, but then this kind of weakens these squares. I think it might be too committal. What do you think about that? Here, he goes there. Maybe I just target this. There's a lot of plans here, honestly. I think I don't want to trade these pawns, though. I want to just win them or keep them where they are. I'm gonna go here because I think I can attack these pawns, and I don't want to think too hard about it. If I make any of these moves, I think it's too committal. I think this is a lot looser. If I go over here, I'm scared of that. If he goes like here, I'm gonna go there, and block him out from doing anything. Okay, so I can fork these two pawns. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So his pawn weaknesses are already becoming sort of apparent. Again, I mean, I've gotten into positions like this a lot, though, where my time is this low. I just need to not blunder anything because of time. I could go here and then just be like, I can take this whenever. I think this central pawn, if I take it and then he goes there, I don't like that as much. So we go here. And, like, here, and then this pawn's still not defended. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take this. This pawn, I mean, if he trades it, I'm still better because of this majority. And now I'm still threatening to take this. This pawn's very weak. Could attack it with moves like that. Like this. Because of the fork. Okay. So yeah, he takes. Let me just make sure there's no forks. Yeah, none that I see. I'm just gonna take it. His knight's on a dark square and my king's on a light square, so a knight can only check or attack something on the same color as his current square. Good rule of thumb. Here. If he goes there, that's a fork. So I'm probably gonna go there and then go for this. This is the looming threat of the position, though. If I can get both pawns, this should be an easy one. Okay. So now he's trying to get on the light squares. I can just go here. He goes here. Then I go there. And he forks. Nope. Do I go here straight away? I think this would still be winning. If I just have the passed pawn. Lone passed pawn. Ideally, he pushes this and blunders that. Oh wait, that's defended. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, so what do I do? Yeah. Well, this kind of keeps the knight stuck. Fortunately. The issue is I just don't like the pawn there. Maybe I should have done this and just traded. Okay. So if he ever goes here, then I win that. His knight's stuck to defense, and I'm gonna walk over here. Probably gonna walk over there. So maybe he wants to move the king over. I can see that, but... I'm just gonna attack this pawn, walk over, and win it. Ideally. Maybe even play like this first and then go there. That might be a bit too slow. Yeah, if his knight goes over here, then I win this pawn. I mean, I'm sure he might be able to win these pawns over here, but I think I'll promote faster. If I can trade the knights, it'll be even easier. Knights get very tricky, especially when you're on a low time. So my next move, if I could just play a move right now, it would be going here. I don't think he can really stop it though. I mean, where does his king go even? His king has to defend this knight. If his knight moves, then I win that. So maybe he pushes this pawn and then I go here. I mean, this pawn move doesn't even do anything. Really? I think maybe it'd be a little bit more torturous to go here, though. Okay, so he stops that, which means I'm gonna go here. I can't go here anymore. But, yeah. If he trades, that's losing. For sure. 2 pawns. So no way he trades. But again, still losing. I mean, it's losing either way. I just need to push these. He's probably gonna go here. But I mean, even all these squares are blocked off. I can just push, 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 push. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm just gonna push anyway. I mean, I don't understand that because his knight's totally blocked off. I'm just gonna push these. I mean, he sacks his knight, I walk over and win these. Although this is very important. If I had traded these pawns earlier, it would have been much harder to just win these pawns. Even if I got like a majority here where I had 3 on 2, because I won the central pawn, it's a lot harder and more tricky. So trying to keep both pawns on both sides increases your winning chances in these pawn endgames, I think. Okay, so moving over here. Knight really doesn't have any squares. This is an important moment to look at because he sort of didn't spend any time in the early game, middle game, traded everything off into a worse position, and then in the end game, which was not as intensive for thinking, he spent all of his time thinking. It's a lot more important to think in the middle game where there's so many more options, I think. I'll just go here. I chose this square specifically because the knight moves on the dark squares right now where it's placed, and this cuts off his king, so his king can only go here. Okay. So I can just go here, threatening to, like, king here, and I threaten to trade. I also just have this, where, his king can't move because then he loses the knight. Okay, he just resigned. Good game. Okay. So I can analyze it real quick. First, let me edit the OBS so that you can see all of Lichess. Properties. I'm just doing OBS stuff. Transform. I'll just set it to 0. Okay. That's kind of wacky. Oh, it's too big. Gotcha, okay. Okay. So now that we have that set up. Okay, so we're just gonna add this to my study. Can I? I cannot. Okay, whatever. One nine five six. 1707. I think that's what he was rated before the game. Okay. Okay. So first, I played the how the fuck you pronounce that defense. So generally this can transpose into a Nimzo or something. If he chooses not to, then I can get a fine position. The d-pawn's better placed up here, and if he does that, then he has to go into a Queen's Gambit declined or Nimzo position. So this is just bad. I mean, so if we look at it from a different way, let's say you go here. It's like doing this here. Obviously, it looks different when the pawn's not here and you just have like a pawn on e6 and c4. It looks different here, but you can see that this just blocks off your bishop for no compensation. There's no benefit to it. I'm not even attacking the d-pawn, and even if I was, the pawn's already defended by the queen. So yeah, if we just go back, obviously it looks more fancy when you do it in this position because the pawn's on c4 and it's different, but the game, it's the same thing. Now here I could have gone d5, I just didn't. I didn't feel. I felt like developing my knight made more sense because it left the option to transpose into a Rubinstein potentially. Although, I mean, I can't really because he'd have to have an extra tempo, but yeah. It left the option for him to potentially move back into a Nimzo position. Now, here I still I just went back into a Queen's Gambit decline position, like I could have earlier. Now we see, yeah, he just wasted a move, and this bishop's going to be hard to get out. He develops, I play c5. So this is slightly different. This is basically a semi-Tarrasch down a tempo for white, because he didn't play this. And, so it's just slightly more comfortable for me. So takes. Maybe maybe e takes is slightly more accurate, but structurally, I feel like I can't really get that much compensation for isolated queen's pawns. I think it just made more sense to take with a knight. Now here, I think probably knight c3 might have been a mistake, because then I get like this, and this would be pretty comfortable. I'm not exactly sure why that's the main line here. I think e4 was an idea where he'd play this, and this is more in line with the normal semi-Tarrasch position. But yeah, he can't. If he goes here again, then I just get this really nice square. So yeah, maybe just here in knight c3, but I think it would have been fine for me. So here he goes check, which doesn't exactly do anything, because if you see, I've blocked off my bishop and he's blocked off his bishop, right? But so these bishops are bad bishops, these are good bishops, okay? But he just brings it out and allows me to trade it off. After bishop d7, if he doesn't take, if he goes back, then he just did this and allowed my bishop to get to a better square where it might go here, it might go here when the bishop's not there. So he can't even do that very conveniently. So I take here, potentially supporting with both those squares, the knight on the center. Very convenient. So he plays castles, I play c takes d4. Now, he has 3 ways of taking them, and none of them are really that good. So if he takes with a knight, then I can just develop here. His bishop is still blocked off. I think this is probably what I would go with. His bishop's still blocked off, and my bishop is just superior. If he takes with the pawn, he unblocks his bishop, but then he gets an isolated queen's pawn. So he structurally weakens himself in the endgame. And if he takes with the queen, like he did in the game, he's eyeing this, so I have to be careful. This is a possible blunder that I can make. Just attacking the queen and missing the g7 pawns, only defended by the bishop. So if I want a castle, I need to chase the queen away first. Now, I think, obviously this doesn't work for him, because then I just get a nice knight. He can't really do anything. This is defended. If he goes here, I just attack this. So yeah, he can't really take there. I think it would have been smarter. What do you play? Knight c3? Yeah. I think it would have been smarter to go here, maybe. Still putting pressure on this. Or maybe queen here. But both of those variations run into this, and I think then he has that. And then I kind of consolidate, and I have better development, and my position would be better. So I would have had good play if he didn't allow me to trade. So here he just allows me to trade. Here I take, because if knight takes, then I can take here and put my knight on the square. where I can attack this pawn. It would just be better for me. This pawn's isolated, this pawn's isolated. So, if he takes with a knight, that's the issue. If he takes with a pawn like he did in the game, obviously I can't take here because that would fix the structure, but now he can't ever play e4. He's sort of opened up his bishop, so that's an improvement, but yeah. So immediately I play knight f6 here because he can't attack this knight with any pawns, so there's no way to get him off this square without trading him. And because if I didn't do anything, if I did this, then this would be an issue, and I wouldn't have any advantage. It would just be equal. Maybe slightly better for white, actually. So we take, pawn still isolated. Now bishop here is probably not the best move. I think maybe bishop here would have been better, just looking at this diagonal. Like if I kick it out, it's fine, and this would have been a better area. Bishop here, it runs in, it's defended right now, and obviously I don't want to take it, but it kind of got attacked in later of the game, and a few moves after this, and it's not looking at anything. It's not really looking at anything that the bishop here wasn't looking at. The only difference is it opens up the c-file, which is sort of good. Which, it's better than nothing, I guess. So here I go for bishop d6, eyeing this square, which we saw later, and preparing to castle / connect the rooks. So if I went rook c8 straight away, I didn't like that this was a thing. Where I felt like, I mean, if I take, obviously he gets the file, and also just this is bad. So, yeah, I think rook c8 straight away would have been a mistake, so I went here. Now, a3 I don't think really did anything to stop me from attacking, and I think it was sort of a waste of move. I think he had this. And then after castles, I'm defending this nicely with all my pieces, but I think it would have been sounder. And yeah, he would have had this. I don't know why I kind of forgot about this. Yeah, actually takes. This definitely would have been the best way to play. I don't think it will be that bad for me. I think I could go here, takes, and I probably maybe would have been fine. This is actually that line's probably not the most accurate thing. Maybe this even, where I can do that. Or, I mean, just taking straight away, and this doesn't really work because of that, because he gets into here. But I can go like there, and I mean, he does get some counterplay because of the file. I was slightly behind on development. I think this just allowed me to consolidate the development, and now they're connected, so he can't take back. I think this was probably a pretty big mistake. Trading off the bishops there was really nice for me. I got my knight a lot of activity, and I basically forced him to give me the file. If he moves over, then this would have been an idea. Also, this rook is just stuck. It would not have been good at all. So force him to give me the file. He comes over here, which is probably the best area to go. He defends against this, obviously. Let's check. I attack this pawn, and now my rook's very active. Now here, This might have been premature. I think I played this, seeing that if he goes here, then I win this, right? But obviously he has that. So I think what I should have done, in hindsight, was just maneuver the knight over and tried to attack on the king side, on the queen side. That probably would have been smarter. He got close to winning the open file. I think this would have been nicer for him. This doesn't quite work. Yeah, I think this is very passive. Now, he does challenge me a lot. I think, I remember in this position, I had to have been thinking for at least like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Maybe that's too long. But yeah, here there's a lot of stuff that I could do. I decided that this was probably the best way to go. Just stopping that. Now, I think here I had just assumed that he saw that this was the thing. I think this was the best way for him to challenge me. I'd have to go here, and then maybe he'd go there, and then I would be forced to go this route, trading off one of the pawns. And actually, this looks pretty okay. Just not, yeah, it's just not awful for. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. I think this is more exciting and interesting than what we got in the game. He played very slowly. I think here I should have gone here, just stopping this, and then if here he didn't really have any counterplay, and then I would get in here. Going here straight away still allows this. Just like a better version because he can't go there. Both were good. Again, this king moving here, he doesn't have any play on this side. He just needs to try to stop my play over here. This just wasted moves. They didn't do anything. And now this, I think, is the blunder of the game. Biggest blunder in the game. Completely. He thought that maybe because I trade stuff off that it would be an easier endgame for him, but this makes it so much harder to defend. In my opinion, it makes my king a lot safer. And also, you see my king is like 3 rows farther ahead to the pawns. Totally. I mean, you heard me, I was trying to play for trading this rook potentially when this knight moves, and he just gave it to me for free. So, here I got kind of scared of all the potential, like here. If I go here, then he goes this, and then he gets in here, and that looks scary. So, instead I just opted for this, which threatens that. I felt like it didn't really commit anything, and if some moves like this walked into some checks, and that looked intimidating. He must not have seen the fork and just gave it to me. Now here, very important. If I go here, then he goes there, which might be fine. It might still be winning. Actually, but I don't really see the point in allowing this where the pawns are one set of pawns traded. This pawn's very weak, and his king kind of gets closer. He gets like tempo and whatnot. I didn't see the point in going to this, so instead I took this pawn, where this pawn's still threatened. He can't really do anything to stop it. That might still have been a better line than what he played, this sort of thing. But yeah. Taking here made a bit more sense to me. Maybe it wasn't the best move, but yeah. Sometimes the engines just think weirdly. I take here. Now this was obviously not the way to go. He should have made me work for this and then gotten space himself. By doing this, he just makes my king walk closer, and his king is still farther away. This, I could go for attacking this pawn and whatnot. Here, he moves and that. But I figured that if this, he might have some stuff there. Actually, I think this just immediately forks and wins the piece. So yeah, or a pawn. So yeah, here, wins. And yeah, you're up a pawn, and this is probably still better. But I'm just trying to stop his counterplay. I want to keep as many pawns on the board as I can to reduce drawing chances. Here he defends this square, which I kind of missed. So now when I go here, he can push it, and there's no fork there, which is pretty smart. So I just walked in anyway, stopping his knight from ever moving. If his king moving back, I think wasn't the play, because now his king kind of gets blocked off, and I can just walk over here. You can see his king has literally nothing he could do, really. If he makes some random pawn moves like he did, then I still win these pawns. So I think what he played, he stopped me from doing this and blocking off his knight, but his knight move wasn't even scary. Obviously, he wants to move back. I think this would have made a lot more sense. I still would have gone here, but he might have had a little bit more counterplay. He's just rolling over and dying in the corner. And he just resigns because I'm just going to push and promote. Or he's going to sack his pawns and I'm going to go win these and promote. Okay, yeah, well, that's the game. So yeah, overall, I think he should have definitely considered what he was trading before. He just traded too quickly. I think the queen trade was a mistake. Maybe, I think this was a big mistake right here. Just allowing me to trade my bishop gave me a big advantage. And I think this is an early, not exactly a mistake, but an inaccuracy at least. Dubious. He just allowed me to get a better structure, and I slowly worked up the pawn advantage. He also missed a few chances to get in, like right here. That would have been probably one of his big shots. Maybe this would have been a good idea. He didn't really do much in terms of counterplay. Well, it was fun.